Good afternoon or good evening even. My name is Ife, and I'm going to read a piece of prose which is called Crows Without Wings. And most of the pieces I will do this evening are all about one moment of truth when one has to make a choice. And so it is with this piece, which is it's about a girl who's placed in a large mansion-sized institution. It's called a home, but the reality of it is somewhat different, and she loses sight of who she is, where she's from, or even where she is. And here the narrator is telling the story. So it's called Crows Without Wings, 1952. At 7, the new insider couldn't understand why, as she entered the workroom on E-wing, a chattering turned into a pin-drop silence. Girls aged between 6 and 16, all dressed the same, in faded, ill-fitting dresses, sat gaping at her, as if suspended in their positions, shoes and polishing cloths dangling in their hands. The girl, with eyes like a swollen river at midnight, knew only that she wanted to run away from this place. As she heard Hildegard's voice boom, "Say hello to the new girl. She will be given a Christian name soon." For Hildegard, the girl's name was unpronounceable. Insiders, like Rattlemouth Moira, initially suggested calling her Crow. "It's like black magic," she giggled, but Colin McMahon objected. "You're not calling her that." The girl later became known by the insiders as 20-2. "'Cause," beamed Bottom Bow Bridie, "'tis the way her feet splay out as she walks. 'Tis like the time on a clock, so it is." This was later shortened to 20, spelt with an I instead of a Y at the end, which had made her seem even stranger. Hildegard, the heavily clad woman in black, emptied the outsider contents from the girl's cotton bag. A set of new clothes, a family photo, a packet of jelly babies, and a wooden afro comb with an engraved Ashanti woman's face. The photo and the sweets were returned to the girl. But then, turning to Colleen, Hildegard commanded, "Put these clothes in the storeroom and find others for her size, and so on her number, which will be 22. Then, picking up the comb between her thumb and forefinger, Hildegard held it at length, mouth turned down, said, "And throw this thing in the yard on your way," she continued. The girl tugged at the comb. "It's mine," she said, her face contorted in distress. Hildegard's eyes widened. Then, taking a breath, she said softly, "You will learn." Our watery eyes followed the comb as Colin McMahon was waved off. 1957, fast forward. And now this bit isn't chronological, so I should just say that it starts with before an incident. There talks about what's happening, what had been happening then, before the incident, and then it goes into the incident. So it's a little bit of going back and forward. 1957. Just before the incident, 20 had forgotten herself, or some would say she finally remembered herself. Either way, she was now cowering on her knees, screaming, "No!" Above her stood the bulky frame of Hildegard, known for her outrageous slapping punishments as the clout stinger. As was her habit, she jerked 20's head backwards, holding it firm with one hand, raising her palm high and slapping 3 blows to 20's cheek, leaving it red, raw and stinging. 20 had punishments like this before, usually for minor offences. However, now she felt her whole body stiffen as she was dragged down the corridor through a pool of water, screaming in terror. She felt as if her arm was being pulled out of her socket. The day in the can had started like any other for 20 and other insiders. Abruptly awoken by sudden bright lights, footsteps clopping across the wood floor, a thunderous clapping, beads rattling. And now a commanding voice exclaiming, "Up!" 20 rubbed her swollen eyes, vaguely aware of the sinking feeling in her chest and the cramp in her belly, same as every morning. She left her shoes in the small passageway before entering the communal bathroom, wincing as she felt the uneven concrete floor, sharp and cold under her feet. The smell of carbolic soap and Jay's liquid rising from her earlier bath still pervades her nostrils. Filling up 2 tin pails of water from a freestanding tap, her duty this morning is to scrub the tiled floor on the bathroom and the bottom landing. The two pails of water weigh heavily on her shoulders and back. With her feet splayed, she waddled past the rows of deep white sinks mottled with black pockmarks. On the other side of the room stand a set of toilet cubicles, while lining the centre of the room, a few feet apart, 10 white enamel baths. Each bath has a black seam and turquoise stain running from dripping tap to drain. It happened suddenly. From the top of the stairs, her pail of water is falling, crashing, gushing out its contents, bumping along each step with a thud. Down the winding staircase it tumbled, over and over, creating a splurting splash as it hit the edge of each step. The handle made a tinging sound as the pail rolled relentlessly on its way. 20's eyes widened, her hand covering her mouth as she stood transfixed by the accident and its momentum. Gradually, her eyes lit up as she keenly observed the river of water bubbling on its way, gathering in a widening pool on the ground floor. Without thinking, 20 bent down to the second pail of water standing at her feet. Forcefully, she tipped it over to watch the same again. She's smiling now, lost in the rhythm and sound of the pail and the water's flow. An image flashes of a river rushing over rocks. As the second pail crash lands, she runs down the steps, staring at the 2 tin pails all awry in the mass of water spreading along the corridor, just like the current running through her veins. Thank you.
When I'm sitting on my jack truck, it's spirit in a wine. I think about whatever might be business for the night. But when I was 1, 7, present, I'm the 9. I'm chilling in the drive, but living is a
Hey, this is a poem and it's called Belly Aching Rap and it's by Femi, a 16-year-old rapper. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. Some hack with an apple grey Mac. How dare he say she knows shit shake, a downgrade, gold slide in a slate, clean grade, placate, rub the muck off a duck, egg blue gate that goes with the plates. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap, saying chap, tramp, and all that crap. Why you pass like a deadhead, acting so crass like broken glass? Did some badass on grass railroad you to the sideline tracks? Ah, Mr. Chapman, did someone slip you up, swinging a back slap, stinging your pink damask? Are there swollen tears behind your mask? Ah, so that's why you spit spike like a pike out on a hike with a sharp spike. 'Cause your heart is hurting blue. Some dude with a sharp knife twisted your gut, spilling your red blood too. Oh, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I must impart, may also act like some brat with a long drawn-out lance, a battle axe, taking my chance. I hit you hard with my fist. I take you down, turn and twist, till your jaw broke and bleed. Enough with this creed, it's the same as deed. I said, hey, Mr. Chapman, Mr. Gate Man, running up a claptrap rap. I said, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. Wait a minute. My heart is hurting and pain. My belly is woeful as hard rain. Cry my bloated abdomen like a broken lover's tryst, clenched like a blood-drained fist. Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. I said, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. My belly just became a boat, holding years of fears and tears. On a wave and a prayer I float. Wait a minute, wings just burst through my coat. I'm flying high, I got a letter to post. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. Hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. Say all that claptrap, go stuff her in your backpack. Who says we ain't shit shape, a downgrade, clean grade, placate? No, we just got an upgrade. You and me, mate, we're going to procreate, we're going to celebrate, we're going to lift up the stakes, get some faith before we emancipate the capitalist state. With any luck, I'll be plucked from the plate. A poet laureate, shooting straight. With my braids and my prose, I'll liberate. Yikes, it's late, and I just slid off the page slate. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, last one, running up a claptrap rap. I said, hey, Mr. Gate Man, Mr. Chapman, running up a claptrap rap. Bako kama yujeho zawako zingoma. Tick tock, tick tock. The one everyone awaits, as if for a king. is also in limbo here in the wings. A tall frame bears the serene carriage, a vibe of one who has returned alive. Wounds once raw in bondage, now indelible markers of courage. Dark eyes, soft as a deer's, yet unflinching and clear, pointed as an arrow in flight. A thought comes. This is the moment. It is the end and it's the beginning. The time to act like Zen warriors has come. The time to bridge troubled waters has come. The time to build from clay, brick and bone has come. In back home come. From outside, a low humming drifts in like worshippers, a mass of worshippers in prayer. He's breathing now, stretching jaw, arms and hips, shaking his glistening brow, spraying diamond beads around. A dry tongue is quenched by a swig of orange fizz, licking drips from his lips as the time tick-tock ticks. With 2 minutes to go, he listens as the hummers burst out of repose, as if ripping off tight ropes. A boisterous harmony grows. Oh, to the sea's way, and back o kala, you Jehovah wako zungo bella. To the sea's way, and back o kala, you Jehovah wako zungo bella. To the sea's way, in Bakukala, you Jehovah wako zungo bella. To the seas me won, to the seas me way Africa, to the seas way, you Jehovah wako zungo bella. A voice interjects. Sir, I'm going to count back from 4. Turning, he nods as if to bow, heart beating like a tembu drum, with 4 seconds to go. His feet involuntarily taps the floor. The camera woman signals, watch my fingers. The man walks out. A chorus of ecstatic cheers rise in a crescendo. Raising his fist, he calls out, Amandla!
Away to!
Amandla!
Away to!
Okay, we are entering a new era for our country. In South Africa, we have struggled for, in which all our people, be they African, colored, Indian or white, regard themselves as